Welcome to HealthWatch, presented by Novant Health. I'm your host, June Baker. Our show features local physicians and health professionals discussing health topics of importance to local residents. Today, we will meet several new providers in our community. Daniel Burke of Novant Health Surgical Associates and Devin Lauren and Amanda Swiss of Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. Then Shelburne Stevens, president of Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, will introduce us to a new program called Project Search. And finally, we'll find out more about this year's Brunswick Community Baby Shower. Stay tuned to learn about valuable health topics with HealthWatch. First, let's welcome Daniel Burke of Novant Health Surgical Associates. Welcome to the show today, Dan. It's such a pleasure to have you.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Well, I understand that you recently joined Novant Health Surgical Associates, and I'm curious what brought you to the practice.
Yes, I did recently join Surgical Associates, and what brought me here is physician assistant school. That's what brought me to North Carolina. I did numerous rotations at Brunswick Medical Center, and I was fortunate enough to spend some time with the general surgery team. And lucky for me, shortly after I graduated, they were looking for adding on a member, so it all worked out.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
It just sort of fell in place
Sure
for you,
did,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk to me a little bit about your background and your education.
Okay, well, I'm originally from Chicagoland, Illinois. That's where I was born and raised. That's where my family is, and that's where I went to undergraduate school. I graduated and worked for about 4 or 5 years at a local hospital, and then that's when I decided that I wanted to further my career and go to PA school, and that's ultimately what brought me to North Carolina. I graduated from Campbell University, which is outside of Raleigh.
Great school.
Yeah.
Go
Camels.
Well, was there something that that convinced you needed to be a physician assistant? How did you gravitate toward that?
Yeah, it was nothing fancy or miraculous. It was just a desire to be more involved in patient care and just build more relationships. And at the time, I knew that I had more to give. Did a bunch of research and shadowed, some PAs that I knew, and it just clicked. Yeah.
Well, when you were shadowing and looking around for positions, how did you know that Novant Health Surgical Associates was right for you?
Well, like I said a little bit ago, I spent some time at Brunswick Medical Center with different Novant groups. And the time that I spent with the surgical team was fabulous. I clicked with the guys right away.
Yes.
And if given the chance to work with such knowledgeable, caring surgeons came about, I would jump on it. And luckily for me, it did, and it all worked out.
That's a great group. They're so much fun.
They are.
And they're great surgeons and just nice people.
Yes.
So I can understand why you would choose them over somebody else.
Yeah, it's a great team.
Yeah. Well, the whole office staff.
Yeah.
The whole office
fabulous.
is just...
definitely, I just feel so fortunate to be able to land with such a great team, right off the bat as a new PA. Great people to learn from.
And that's what I was going to say. They bring to the table all different things.
Oh, yes.
And they have so much to teach and so much to give.
Yeah,
so,
a lot to learn, but it's going fabulous so far.
Yeah, that's great. We've had several of those providers on our show at different times. Let's talk about who your partners are.
Okay. We have a 5-surgeon team at Surgical Associates. Dr. Tillotson and Dr. DeSandre, Dr. Scallion, and then Dr. Beninati and Dr. Smith. And as you mentioned, we have a great support staff at the offices that do so much. They do most of the heavy lifting for us. And they do so much for our patients and for us. We're really fortunate to have such a great team collectively.
Let's talk about the services that are offered at Novant Health Surgical Associates. What all do they do?
Okay. We offer a wide variety of services to our patients. We do colonoscopies and upper endoscopies. We also do a whole gambit of different biopsies. We also treat and manage breast disease, gallbladder disease. We fix hernias. We take out sick appendixes, and we also do a wide variety of vascular procedures for vascular disease. And pretty much all those things can be done either in the office or in the operating room. And when we're in the operating room, we can do procedures open, kind of the more old-fashioned way, or we can do them using minimally invasive techniques, such as with the laparoscope or with the robot.
Yeah, I know that Dr. Belinda does a lot.
Yes, it's very interesting and fun to watch and help with.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I have been in there. We filmed in there, and it was unique that he's across the room, and all the action is going on over here on this side of the room.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people have said that they thought that Dr. Belinda just hit the hernia button and he walked out and grabbed coffee, but he's actually over there, doing everything with the robot.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
And there's people around the patient.
Of course,
the
yeah,
other
we're all
folks
there.
that are there. But yeah, that's funny. As a physician assistant in the office, what role do you play?
Okay, great question. First and foremost, I'm there to optimize patient care, at the end of the day. And I can help with that a few different ways. In the outpatient setting, I can help to see patients and spend more time with patients in the clinic. On the inpatient side of things, I can help care for and round on patients that are in the hospital, either before or after surgery, or even the sick patients that come in through the ED that have a surgical issue. And then lastly, helping in the OR with the surgeons.
So you can assist the surgeons during the procedure.
Just kind of help with whatever they need, try to make the flow better, and it's nicer to have an extra set of hands.
How about scheduling appointments? How would one go about scheduling an appointment with the surgical associates?
I think the probably best way to go ahead about doing that is to just go ahead and call our main office, which is right across from Brunswick Medical Center in Bolivia. Our phone number is 910-721-4000. If the patients could just give us a call at that number, we'll make sure to get everything squared away and get them to the person that they need for their complaint.
Great. Well, this has been great to have you, Daniel. It's been my pleasure to have you here. And we're so happy that you're in the area and that you're with Novant Health Surgical Associates. So let's have you back again, and once you've been here for a while and learn what's going on.
That sounds great. Again, thanks for having me, and,
Sure.
and again, I am just ecstatic to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's welcome Devin Lockley and Amanda Swiss of Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. Devin and Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to hear about what's going on. We're really glad to have you here on the show and in the area, because I think you're both new to the area. So I want to start by learning a little bit about each of you. So Amanda, let's tell me a little bit about your background and your education.
So I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and I went to Arizona State University and I graduated with a degree in kinesiology.
Okay.
And then I moved to Wilmington after I graduated about 5.5 years ago with my family, and I went to PA school at East Carolina in Greenville. And I did some rotations around Wilmington. I did one at Novant, and I really liked it. So
Oh,
now I'm here.
awesome. Wow. Well, how did you get from Arizona to here? What made you move to this area?
My family moved to Wilmington, so I just tagged along with
just
them.
sort of
I'd
tagged
never
along?
seen it before, yeah.
You had never seen it?
Nope. And we love it here. We love the beach, and we go there a lot. So.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's I hear that story a lot. Everybody, they come visit and they're like, I'm never going home. So Devin, how about you? Share a little bit about your background and your education.
So I grew up in upstate New York. I actually came down for undergrad. So I went to Queen's University of Charlotte.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I loved it. It's
love
a beautiful
that school.
campus.
Yeah, it is.
And then I did my master's program at Lenore Rhine, and then ended up in Wilmington. So
How did you end up in Wilmington?
I've been trying to get to the beach since
Really?
I moved down to North Carolina. Yeah, I've been slowly making my way across the state.
Oh. Well, I can understand why. It's a little bit colder in Charlotte, in that area. You know, you don't realize it, but it's windy and they get more ice and things like that. So it is much milder
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
except for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about how each of you decided to become a physician assistant. Was there a story, or was there something that happened that made you gravitate toward that? Let's start with you, Amanda.
Okay. Well, I always knew I wanted to do something in healthcare. I didn't know what necessarily. And in high school, my dad went and saw a PA one day, and he came home and he was like, I think this would be perfect for you. And I looked it up and I was like, yep, this is great. This is what I want to do. So I've wanted to do it for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And it's great.
that's unique. Mm-hmm. How about you?
Kind of similar. I mean, I always knew I wanted to do something in healthcare.
Really?
I wasn't sure what. I actually thought I wanted to be a nutritionist with RD and dietetics. And I worked in Ecuador for a summer and hated it. Hated what I was doing per se. It was one of those classic, didn't feel like I was doing enough type of stories, and got back and was looking at some other things in the healthcare profession and shadowed some PAs and fell in love with it, and kind of took off from there. So.
Well, I know that you both have recently joined Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. So did you always have an interest in orthopedics?
Yeah, it was like one of my top choice for specialty.
Well, when you do your rotations, you get exposed to all different service lines. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so both of you just decided that orthopedics was for you?
Well, I've always been interested in anatomy because I did my undergrad in kinesiology, and I really enjoyed that class in PA school, and then I really liked being in the OR in my rotations.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good mix.
Yeah.
How about you, Devin?
I actually, so I played soccer in college, and I ended up having had a few surgeries, and so I ended up more on the other side of orthopedics. And so one of the PAs I shadowed when I got back from Ecuador was a PA that had been first assist in my surgeries, and so I ended up, and so that's what got me interested in it. So,
Tell me about Ecuador. How long were you there?
A month.
A month?
Yeah, a month, 6 weeks.
And
It's good. I mean, Ecuador it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And it was an amazing experience. It just what I was working in at the time just wasn't the right fit for me. Yeah.
That's interesting, though. Great experience.
Yeah, amazing experience.
So I need to, Amanda, let's talk a little bit about Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine and what services are offered there.
So right now we have Dr. Parcell. He's a total joint surgeon. So we mainly do like hip and knee issues. We'll do like non-surgical treatments like medications, steroid injections, and then if anyone needs surgery, if they're a good surgical candidate, then we'll do that for them.
Right. And we've had Dr. Parcell. He was on last month.
Yeah.
And he's very nice.
Yeah, he is.
I think
We like him a lot.
I really, really like him. I'm so glad that he's chosen us to practice in. Devin, tell me about your role as a physician assistant in the practice. What's a day look like for you?
Sure. Yeah. So a day typically for us, our responsibility is to kind of do the screening for Dr. Parcell. So deciding who might be a good surgical candidate and who maybe is not at the time. We also give injections and do most of the screenings. So.
Yeah. So you're probably really busy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ramping up.
Yeah,
it's a little bit slow to start just because we are a new practice, and it takes a little bit for people to hear about you. But yeah, we're starting to ramp up.
And once they just need to meet you guys and Dr. Parcell, and they're going to be hooked on that practice because it's a lovely practice. It's very nice. So. Well, this is really good information. I'm so glad you guys came today. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Just that, we have a really caring team and that we're willing to, take whoever's got any issues and listen to them and try and work out what we can for them.
Just give us a call, huh?
Yeah.
How do you contact your office?
You can reach us at 910-721-4370.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here today. It's been a pleasure to have both of you, and I look forward to having you back in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much
for having us.
You're quite welcome. Now, let's welcome Shelburne Stevens, President of Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. Shelburne, it's great to have you back on the show.
Great, it's great to be back.
I always love having you here because you always have such great information. So there may be one or two people out there who haven't met you before. I'd be surprised. So remind our viewers of what your role is at the hospital.
So there's probably very few who don't know me, but in case someone
true.
just moved here, I am the president at Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, and I've been in that role for 8 years now.
8 years. That time goes by so fast. So I know that you've been with Novant Health for a really long time, and I believe you're celebrating 30 years with Novant Health.
That is correct.
This year.
That is correct. It has flown
What were
by.
you, 12 years old when you started?
I wish, but no.
Well, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you.
I know I celebrated my 20th and this year, and it was a milestone. I really I enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I do too.
yeah. So we have a lot to talk about always, but today I want to focus on that new program that I heard about, and I believe it's called Project Search.
That's
all
correct.
caps, right?
That
the
is
search
correct.
is all caps. So tell me a little bit about Project Search. Who are the partners involved? And how,
So Project Search is a large group of partners in the community. So
Okay.
it started out with Brunswick Community College and then Brunswick County School System, of course Novant Health, Project Search itself, and then also the North Carolina Department of Vocational Rehab has been involved as well, bringing Project Search here.
and how did this group all start? How did this come about?
So there was a group of citizens in the community along with the community college that saw a need here, and you know how we are in Brunswick County, if we see a need we jump on it and make things happen. But it was a need around students who might have some disabilities. And Project Search partners usually with healthcare systems,
Okay.
and they come in and identify job roles that these students can do. And these students are typically high school seniors.
Okay.
They can be from age 18 to 21. And we bring them in and teach them skill sets so that once they graduate from high school, they have some skills where they can go obtain gainful employment and give back to the community as well.
Now, is Project Search like all over the country, or is it just here?
No, it's all over the country. It's a national program. It was started at the Children's Cincinnati Hospital.
Oh.
And they've done it for years and partnered with local communities and mostly school systems, community colleges, but they do the jobs at the healthcare system because we have a lot of jobs to offer and can teach the
Sure,
skills
yeah.
that they need.
Yeah. So, when does this all start? How does this get off the ground?
Well, we've already started. We started last year. It takes a lot of homework and learning for our team to know how to make this successful. We've had a steering committee in place for quite a while now, and again, it's been with all those partners that I mentioned. And the school system's actually taking applications now, and then we're going to start the program in August. So these students will spend their next school year, starting in the fall of 2020, with us, and then they'll be done next spring at graduation.
Wow. So, where are the classrooms located?
So we have created a classroom at the hospital on the ground floor. So the students, instead of going to the high school every day, they'll just come to the hospital. They'll spend
they
this
spend the
year.
whole day?
They spend the whole day, and they'll spend the whole year at the hospital. So we'll
Nice.
follow the school system schedule. And they'll have classroom time in the morning. They'll go out and do their internship for a while at the hospital, then come back, have lunch, go back out and do their internship, and then wrap up for the day and talk about what they've learned.
So, what kind of jobs are we talking about?
So we really want to focus on teaching them skills so that when they're
Skills.
done, they can go obtain gainful employment in the community. So some may be working in environmental services, food and nutrition. They may be working at the front desk to learn wayfinding and help people find their
Sure.
way. They may work in our gift shop, running the cash register
Oh,
to
yeah.
learn that skill set. So we really, during the course of the year, they'll do 3 separate rotations. And we want to teach them 3 separate skills as the year goes on. And it's really opened up our eyes of what these students can do. They are very capable, and we want to really polish up those skill sets and teach the community that they can have gainful employment.
Who does the teaching?
So the school system provides 2 instructors, and they'll be on site for the school year with the students, and they'll be out with them as they learn their jobs and give them feedback and coaching as the year goes on. And they'll work along with our team members as well.
So they get class credit for all of this, and that goes toward their graduation, correct?
That's exactly right. So next spring, they'll hopefully graduate.
Well, okay, once they graduate, is there a support system there to help them find employment? Or
that would be with the community college. They have several programs to help support them. And during the course of the year, we're going to invite local businesses to come on site so that they can see these students in action and really think about how they might have jobs that they could employ these students later on.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about this. What are you most excited about with this program?
Really, it's a need in the community, and we visited other site programs.
Oh, you have?
And as you see these students coming in at the beginning of the year, they're very shy, they won't give eye contact with you, but as they go through the year, they just blossom. They feel like they're giving back and they have a purpose, and at the end of the year, they're just so excited. And so to know that we're creating that for those students, it's just really good.
It is good. I can see it in your face.
Yeah,
You're just so
it's
excited
great.
about this.
I am. I'm ready to get it going.
Wow, that's amazing, and how wonderful of Novant Health to participate in this, and it's a perfect place to have the students. So
yeah, I'm just thankful that the community college and the parents of some of these students reached out, and we did our homework. So it's going to be great for this community.
We're going to have you back about midway through because I want to see how everything is going. This is so exciting.
That would be awesome.
So thank you so much for sharing that information today, and
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now let's welcome Belinda Phillips and Lauren Hagler of Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. Belinda and Lauren, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I know what time of the year it is.
Yay.
And I'm especially excited to hear about this year's community baby shower.
Yes.
So some of our viewers may have missed the last few times you were on. So let's start by learning about you guys and your roles at Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center. Lauren, I'll start with you.
I'm the lead tech in the telemetry department, so I watch heart monitors all day, but I used to work in labor and delivery.
Right, that's how you kind of got started, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. How about you, Belinda? What is your role at Brunswick Medical Center?
I am the lactation consultant for Devin and Brunswick, and I also work in the office. So I get to see moms and expectant parents at both locations.
At the obstetrician and gynecology practice?
OBGYN practice, yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, first of all, thank you so much for creating this great event for the community. I hear so much about it, and it's been a blessing for so many moms and babies in our area. So if there's somebody out there who hasn't heard about it yet, Lauren, tell me a little bit about what community members can expect at this event.
So normally people come in, we start at a certain time. This year it's going to be from 9 to 11 to 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
And then you have the opportunity to win bigger items, car seats, strollers, and things like that. And then we have vendors come in, different physician practices, community members, church members, community groups. And you can go to each booth and you can get information about those groups, the college, things like that, and what they have to offer. And they also give out things at those booths. And then Novant, we give out lots of goodies, diapers, wipes. It's completely free. You just
And
show
clothes,
up,
too?
clothes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's like shopping. Huh? Just
Yeah.
Well, remind me of the location and the date and the time of the event again.
Like Lauren said, it is April the 4th.
Is that Saturday?
That is a Saturday. It will be from 9 to 11, and the location is going to be at the hospital in our parking lot right there at the front in the hospital. And there'll be people directing you as you come in. So we'll have you getting access to parking and directing you to the booths and how to get started at the event.
So it's in the front parking lot?
To the side, to the side of the building.
After you
as
go,
you make
make
that
the
turn,
turn.
yes. As you're going towards the offices there, it will be on the left, in the parking lot on the left in front of the hospital.
That's where it was last year, right?
It is, that is correct.
Rain or shine?
Yes.
Rain or
We
shine.
will have
We've
be
been
under
lucky.
tents. Yes,
Yeah,
we have
every
been
year.
very
Tents?
fortunate.
Okay.
So, yes.
Well, Belinda, you mentioned other community partners that'll be involved as well. Tell me about some of those partners.
We are fortunate we have a partnership with the health department. They love to come. They set up about 3 different tables, shows you, gives mothers information, families information about the services that they offer. Also, we will be having 2 dentists coming in.
Oh, nice.
Coastal Cosmetic Dentistry and our ECU Dentistry will be there.
Oh, the one right next door to the hospital.
Yes, absolutely. We're very excited about that. We'll also be having pediatric offices, several pediatric offices there. We'll be showcasing our Novant pediatrics. They will be there, wanting to meet parents and kind of share what they offer. We have some information on safety, some foundation for safety is going to be there, pool safety. We're also Smart Start, the Brunswick Wellness Coalition, our Samara's Village here in our neighborhood. So lots of good things and more. We have a higher number of vendors this year already committed. So it's like 15, yeah, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about our vendors.
During this event, will you be providing lactation information also?
Yes, we'll have lactation information there. We'll have information on what's offered at the offices and what they can expect as well.
So it will also give moms and the children opportunity to meet a prospective physician, right? That might be able to-
Absolutely, absolutely. That's one of the things we're excited about.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I know that you shared with us a while back about Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center receiving baby-friendly recognition. And I'm sure you'll be sharing that information about that at the event. But tell me what that means. What is that?
The baby-friendly designation, we will have a banner that we've gotten that we will be displaying there about that. Baby-friendly designation showcases the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. So moms will have the opportunity to, that tells a mother that she will have the opportunity to receive education through our OBGYN offices and the hospital, that she will be getting skin-to-skin contact with her baby as soon as the baby is born, that she will be receiving, the baby will stay in the same room with her the whole time she's in the hospital, and just goes through those steps of how to have successful breastfeeding. Also tells us how to support mother's way of feeding the baby however she chooses. So we just want to support that infant feeding.
So being baby friendly means that the hospital promotes everything that is baby friendly.
Absolutely.
What's good for the baby.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's interesting. Lauren, this is a baby shower. It is a free event. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no charge.
Cost.
No admission. Okay, great. Are you still accepting donations?
We are. We are. If anybody in the community wants to, you can call the hospital. There will be some social media stuff that'll be coming out shortly that gives you contact information. So if you want to donate, by all means, please get up with one of us, and we'll gladly accept anything.
Okay, great. Well, that's great information. We look forward to that. But before we wrap up, is there anything else that we may have forgotten or we want to add? How about how to donate? Where would we? How would we get hold of?
We will be putting boxes out at the hospital and throughout the community with that information, and there'll be some press releases on that that will have that information for people. But you can always come to the hospital and leave your donations.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you again, and thank you again so much for providing the community with this event.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for tuning in to ATMC TV's Health Watch. I hope this information was beneficial for you and your family. If you have any questions or topics that you would like to see discussed on a future show, please email them to atmctv@atmc.com. Visit novanthealth.org for more information on Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, local doctors, and general health information. Thanks again for joining us today. Be sure to join us next time for Health Watch on ATMC TV.
This is ATMC TV, your community channel.